All right, so when I was in the military, I was super broke in the very beginning. I started out as an E1. I needed some side hustles to afford my lifestyle. I had a wife. I was about to have a baby. So in this video, I'm going to show you, can you have a side job in the military? Hey guys, welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to show you multiple steps on how I created my side job in the military and how ultimately I started earning so much passive income each month that I was able to get out of the military and have the life of my dreams. Hey guys, my name is Brent Bowers. I've done over 350 land deals, and we purchased and bought and sold and also kept over 300 houses by this point. Now, I didn't always have this. I started out in the military. I got in the military actually in 2009. 2008, I was actually in the real estate business and it kicked my butt. So I needed something different. I wanted to go back to school, so I joined the military. I'm in basic training and then AIT, and then I'm pretty much off to Germany for a couple months where I moved, and then I'm off to Afghanistan for an entire 1-year deployment. And then I'm home again in Germany for 1 year, and then I'm back to Afghanistan a second time, literally a year later, for another year. Well, that was really taking a toll on the family life. You know, I was married at the time. Ultimately, me and my first wife, we kind of went separate ways because I was always gone. And then the Army pulls me out to send me to school on the active duty green to gold scholarship, where I'm now going to become an Army officer. So I'm getting a little time back at home, and I knew like I needed to create a side hustle because I knew the military chain eventually had to come to an end because I didn't always want to be gone. I did ultimately have the goal of, marrying a woman and having children and being home every night and being that family man, because that was ultimately my goal. So long story short, it happened. It all happened, but I was still in the military, still always training, always away, always deployed, always gone. I needed that side job, but I didn't have time to do that side job because I was working for 13-hour days. I was exhausted by the time I got home. So I knew I had to do something a little bit differently. And that's where I found land investing, which is the ultimate holy grail of investing in real estate without having to do, actually go and meet buyers and sellers every day. You can literally run this business from your computer. And here's how I did it. I started listening to podcasts. I started educating myself. I read every single book on real estate. I started hiring coaches. And here's the thing. I wish I would have found a channel just like this when I was just getting started. I hope you smash that subscribe button and start getting notifications of when I come out with these videos every single day of the week, and I can help you get there way faster than I ever did. So how did my story start out? How did I get that side job in the military, that side hustle in the military, where I ultimately started earning passive income that allowed me to get out of the military? It took me almost 9 months to make an extra $6,000 a month consistently. And this money was going into my bank account every single month. My land transactions were being managed by a system and processes and eventually a team that now helps me do it every single day. So I started mailing what's called the tax delinquent list. These are people behind on their taxes on their land. So they're not paying for their land. And I found this list from the tax collector's office, or the county treasurer's office. I started this from Colorado Springs, Colorado, while I was stationed at Fort Carson Army Base. So I mailed 687 postcards to these landowners that were behind on their payments or behind on their taxes and not paying their bill. This postcard was super simple. It's handwritten. I'll give you a free copy of my free gift to you. If you head over to thelandsharks.com/postcard, that is the exact postcard that I use. I'm going to ask you for your name and your email address, and then I'm going to email it to you. And it's all done automatically. I'm not physically going to email it to you, but that's the exact postcard. And then I mailed 687 of these postcards, and this allowed me to start buying land at crazy massive discounts. I would literally get the land under contract with a purchase agreement. And you can find these purchase agreements, via your state website or asking a real estate agent, or heck, I'll give you mine for free right now by going to thelandsharks.com/contract. I just ask that you do one thing. I ask that you run it by a real estate attorney, because I don't want you to use it in a county that is not noticeable. Like, I don't want you using a document that's not legal in that county. So just have an attorney spend 15 minutes verifying that it's okay to use it. Again, that's thelandsharks.com/contract. Let me tell you about that first land deal. That first land deal I bought for $285 and sold it to a real estate agent that actually helped me price it because I didn't know what it was worth. She helped me price it, and then she bought it for me for $5,000. I literally paid for it one day, which was a Tuesday, and sold it on a Wednesday. And by that Friday, I had another deal under contract with that purchase agreement that I just gave you for $500 this time. And I sold that one for $500 down and $400 a month. That gave me my ultimate side hustle. And that $400 a month was a complete mindset shift for me. You know, on average, I was making like $1,000 a week in the Army, but I was working like 80 to 90 hours to make that $1,000 a week. Well, to make $400 a month, I was working like, I might have spent a total of 1 hour on that land deal. So I continued rinsing and repeating that. And ultimately, I ended up hiring a girl out of Argentina that I paid like, I don't know, $15 an hour to help me with all this stuff. And then we just kept building it and building it and building it. And that's how I got to the $9,000 a month in roughly almost 18 months. And I didn't need that much money to live. Our expenses were only $5,000 a month. I didn't have 3 kids at the time either, but our expenses unfortunately have went up a little bit now that I have 3 kids and moved back to Florida. But ultimately we now have financial freedom and then the time freedom because those payments come in every single month. And I have a professional payment tracking system that takes care of these clients paying these bills. And these bills are for the land that they're buying from me. I bought it for like 10 to 20 cents on the dollar. They're paying me full retail value of it, you know, and they're paying 9 to 12% interest. And it's all being tracked by easynotetracking.com. And the actual buyers get a statement. So their attorneys or their tax consultant or their bookkeepers or accountants can print these things off and they don't have to call me for it. It's ultimately the best side hustle in the military you can ever have. So if you're interested in learning more about that, if you want to head over to thelandsharks.com, schedule a call with my team. We'll talk to you about how to accomplish this, see what your real estate investing goals are. And if we feel like we're a great fit, I'd love to coach you. Maybe you want to hear more about what's going on or another one of my students or someone that's actually doing land themselves. Head over to the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. There's a link below in the description of an Army officer making an extra 10 grand a month. And he was literally calling me just a little while ago. He just got back from the National Training Center. He's ultimately getting out of the military because he too has 3 kids. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you smash that like button as well as the subscribe button and see you on the next video.